All right, boom. I'm recording. I've been having a bit of a meltdown on exactly how I want to make my videos, and I don't care. I'm just gonna hit record and speak. Bear with me. Okay, so as you can see in the title, this one is about how I work more effectively, how I do my work in a more effective, efficient, get done quickly manner. High quality. I'm just saying shit. um. Yeah, no, I'm going into this without a plan. Again, bear with me. Right. I go to school. Like, I'm assuming you do too. Whenever I get an assignment from my teacher, um, that. Okay, let's use a quick example. I have had history class, and we were in the class given an assignment for like within a time frame. We were like, the deadline was like a week from now, and I did that work, the assignment, in collectively like 1 hour on the first day. And I did that every time I got a history assignment from the teacher, because that was like a side course on the rest of the studies. So, how the hell did I do that? Because the rest of the people in the class, the rest of the students, were done like, well, not even by the end of the next week when we were supposed to get in the assignment, because then we're getting a new one. A few principles that I live by when it comes to doing work, some of which are also talked about in the 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. I'm not sponsored. I'm just. It's a really good book, and I'm getting through it. It talks about some of the stuff that I've already been using for a while. Some of which are the. Well, no, I shouldn't talk about the book because I want to make a book review of it later. So I'm just going to talk about from my experience. I specifically decide to do the work. Like, immediately as I get the assignment, I'm going to do the work, and I'm not going to do anything else until I've done the work. Because the work that is supposed to take a week doesn't actually take a week. Like, it's a shorter form assignment, and all you gotta do is like write an essay, like 2 pages, 2, 3, 4 pages. And so I just go through the list, doing the things. Specifically, I do them in a climate where I can't be disturbed. I turn off the notifications on my phone, something I realize I haven't done right now. So let me do that. Your phone has these. If you have an iPhone, it's got these focus things. Now you're just seeing the mirror. There we go. Yeah, and so I can turn on work, and you can like design them to be in different ways, allow different people to contact you, anyways. But I use them whenever I go work out or whenever I work, specifically to get no notifications. If I'm not supposed to be using my phone at all, it's not important for the work, and so I don't have it there. I just sit down, focus on the work, uninterrupted. That's really important. And so whenever I get like a question, okay, how do I do this and how do I do this, is it like a part of the assignment, I look that up. I do it immediately. I don't let it fester in my mind or anything. I just do it, and then it gets done. Simply giving yourself not much time to get your work done is a really effective way of increasing how fast and how well you do your work. Leaving it for last will simply take way too much time, and it's gonna be there in your head the entire time. It's gonna grow into this nightmare of a thing you have to deal with later on, even though it's literally just write a letter to your mother or something. Okay, so I do the task immediately. I do it interrupted. That one's really important, and that includes stuff like I don't go onto YouTube, watch another video in the middle of the making. Like I don't. Whenever I'm supposed to record a video like this, I don't start recording, then stop recording, watch a YouTube video on something entirely unrelated, then go back and start recording again. That'd be retarded. And it's the same with my assignments. I don't stop my focus, because ripping away my focus from the work that I'm doing to something else entirely will just lower the quality of my work, and I will lose my focus on the work that I'm doing. We as people are amazing at focusing on one thing when we actually decide to focus on one thing. Multitasking isn't a thing that people can do. Literally, physically, you can't multitask. And that's because, say I can hold this water bottle, swing it around a bit, and talk to you at the same time, but my thoughts are focused on talking to you. I'm doing that task. Me moving the water bottle isn't a part of that task. And it's not another task. It's another part of the brain. So it's not like I don't know remember the exact physiological technicalities around it, but you're still only doing one task. You're just switching between them. Yeah, it's like breathing. I don't focus on breathing when I'm talking, but I can, and then I'm focusing on the breathing, and I'm no longer focusing on the talking. Such things. And it's the same with the work. If you rip away your focus to doing something else instead of focusing on the work, you're going to be losing a ton of progress. Because sure, you got a notification. It takes 2 seconds to read. Takes another 5 to respond. Sure, that's not that much time. It's only 8 seconds, but you're losing the. I guess to refer it in a gamey sense, you lose your progress multiplier. When you're focusing on your work and you're doing your work and you do it uninterrupted, you get a multiplier. Imagine it like that, and it's actually pretty close to the real thing. If you've ever played Kahoot, for example, that's a thing that schools like to use. You get a multiplier for every right answer. And it's kind of the same when you're focusing on your work. Simply keep focusing on your work and you get a multiplier. You get more points, you get more progress for each task that you do within that work. If you break off, do something else, and then go back, it's oh, I'm so tired. Let me just look at Facebook and Instagram and YouTube Shorts for an hour. You're going to lose so much. You're going to lose that multiplier on your work. And now you're going to need to get that back up again within your work. And so you lose a lot more than just those 8 seconds. You lose half an hour of actual work that you could have been doing. Focusing on one task at a time, and only the important tasks are how you become productive. That's another thing. Focusing specifically on the important tasks and defining what the important tasks are will help you immensely with your productivity. Give me a second. So to define that for you, and borrowing a bit from the book, the one right there, the 80-20 rule. I will bring it up later in the book review that I'm going to make at some point, probably. But to define it here, the 80-20 rule is that it applies to a bunch of different things. You can just try it out. It usually works. 80% of the stuff you do that helps with your work only gives 20% of the progress, while 20% of the work you do gives 80% of the progress. And there's like a bunch of studies on this and such, so you can believe it. If you don't, you can look it up. Yada yada. But the point is, we do way more important tasks over the ones that are actually important. We do the things that seem important because we want to, because we're avoiding the stuff that is actually important and therefore somewhat tough to do. I've been looking like everywhere for like, okay, fuck, how do I make better YouTube videos? Fuck, I don't know. There are so many different ways of formatting. Do I do scripts? Do I do bullet points? How do I make them? And that I've been doing those unproductive, a little bit productive tasks instead of just recording a video, which is the stuff that actually makes a difference in my work. Actually putting the most important thing I can do for a YouTube channel is post a video, right? And so learning how to post a video isn't posting a video, and therefore it's not important. It's a little bit, well, no, I think that works. Yeah, I think that's a good example. It's the same with the assignment from school. If I look up like, oh, how do I do this and how do I do this instead of just doing it, I'm going to be wasting so much time and not making that much progress. But if I just focus on the actual task and do it, like I write down the things I need to do to complete the assignment. Oh, they're already there, so there you go. And then I just do them and nothing else. It will be done in a moment, faster than you can imagine. Thinking if I can bring up any other examples, but I don't think I need to. I think you get the idea. Whew. Yeah, so to recap a little bit. No interruptions. Do it immediately. No interruptions. And focus on the right things. The things that actually like define. If I can only do 5 things to progress this work that I have to do, what are they? And then you remove the bottom 3. What are the 2 things that I need to do to progress this work? And then you do them, and you give yourself like a short amount of time to do them, because then you do them better and you do them a lot faster, and just you will get them done. Like giving yourself a shorter deadline is more productive than giving yourself a longer deadline. Say you suddenly get a message and you need to leave in 2 hours, and you've got work to do that you thought was supposed to take 4 hours. You will get that work done in 2 hours suddenly, magically, because that's the deadline now. And that's the principle of making the deadline shorter, so that you do better work faster. Yeah. I don't think I need to elaborate much more. That was the video. God. I'm trying to get into this. It's a bit complex, but it shouldn't be. I guess take care of yourself, and I'll see you.